Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Hope everyone had a great holiday. I took a couple days off. Thanks for coming back to the channel. If you're not being evicted right now, consider yourself lucky. We've got a lot of people being evicted even over the holidays. Folks, the money grabbers, they don't stop here. We've got a trailer park in San Diego County, a city called Vista here, not too far from where I'm at. It's maybe 20 miles north of where I'm at. People being evicted. Take a listen to this here.
Dozens of people living in a Vista RV park are being forced to leave after the nonprofit. Carrie Gibbs is one of the 32 or more low-income families paying rent to Green Oaks Ranch, which helps support the cost of its alcohol program. Gibbs says Green Oaks' mission will stay, but the rest of the property change. It's a nonprofit organization helping the homeless find permanent housing.
Did you hear that? Solutions for Change is a nonprofit helping the homeless. Let me rewind that. So they're making people homeless. You're supposed to help people. You're making people homeless.
But the rest of the change. It's a nonprofit organization helping the homeless find permanent housing.
They are helping people go from homelessness to independent living, but they are in return making some people here home.
Well, in part of a statement indicated tenants might be able to return to RV park, would cost millions in
upgrades and permits, aka red tape. With all the money that can be conjured up for pretty much anything and everything, where's the money at for something like this? These people shouldn't even have to pay rent. I know that sounds crazy, but I don't. With all the money being spent, you would think $36 trillion plus now in debt as a country, we could have maybe taken a few trillion and just had land that was paid off that poor people can just park a trailer onto, right? If I knew somebody would really benefit off of having a camper, I would buy it for them. But the problem is these people don't have any place to park it. They'll probably get it taken from them because of lack of permits, lack of, all the red tape that goes on with this type of stuff. A government that's $36 trillion in debt can't just buy property or pieces of land in various states, different cities for people to park their campers on. Is it just me? Is it just me? Am I overthinking this, or is this actually outrageous? So a homeless nonprofit to help people. So this looks like kind of like a halfway house between being homeless. Now you're living in a camper, you're paying low rent, probably low rent, low income. But now, due to permits and red tape, they're kicking these people out here. Let me just take a listen to a little bit more of this here.
Today is said to be one of the busiest days on the road.
All right, here is more on it here. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
Tough reality to face, especially on a holiday weekend. NBC7's Dave Summers spent Thanksgiving Day.
I've had these for so long and I love them.
Green Oaks RV park tenant Carrie Gibbs, also an NBC7 co-worker, is packing up.
I have to move my arbors and my my plants and stuff. So that's going to be a couple truckloads full.
For the last years,
she's a co-worker, NBC. She works for NBC.
She's lived in this RV with a view that touches her heart.
It's, how do you say, very spiritual and you can just get lost in that.
It's the pond, the swan, ducks, and donkeys.
I spent 20 minutes out here hugging a donkey last night. Just rubbing on her and hugging on her, and she just sat there.
Gibbs and some 32-plus low-income families paid rent to Green Oak Ranch, which helps support the cost of its alcohol and drug abuse recovery program across the pond. Gibbs says Green
looks like they're going to be driving a lot more people to drink.
Oak's mission will remain, but the rest of the property was leased to Solutions. It's a nonprofit organization which helps the homeless find permanent housing. Gibbs finds that ironic.
They go from homelessness to independent living, but they are in return.
In part of a statement, Solutions for Change indicated tenants here may be able to return. Vista's mayor says a new RV park, though, would cost millions in upgrades and permits.
They are 72 hours away from eviction day. There are still about 40 people here, a lot of them kids.
So basically they leased the land out from under them. They don't own the land.
About 20 trailers.
The problem with paying rent.
Only 6 families left. What will they do come Sunday? Well, not everybody.
Around the community Thanksgiving table,
if you have a motorhome, you're good. You just gas up and drive on out of there as long as your motorhome's running. What if you have a camper, though? What if you don't have the right vehicle to tow it? Or what if you're in a tiny home?
Gibbs RV, the inevitable was at the top of conversation, although it can't be ignored.
There are some that they don't have a place to go. I know that there's probably 5 or 7 families that don't have a place to go. I'm freaking out. That's probably why I'm sick.
Gibbs is counting her blessings. She's widowed but has a job, proper support, in a place to move.
I'm very fortunate, yes. And that's only because I have people that are caring for me. Hey.
Her experiences here, though, can't be replaced.
I will miss the community because it's a community, and it's a community that for each other.
All right. Bottom line, folks, is it's really sad to see what's going on, and I don't like to come on here and talk about things that aren't fun. It's the holidays. We're supposed to be having fun. We're supposed to be celebrating. I did a lot of that over the past few days. Saw a lot of family that I really love. Spent time, hung out, ate great food, had good times. But I like to look outside my comfort zone and just see what else is going on. And, if we could go across the globe and see a lot of, sad things if we really wanted to. But in the United States, we're supposed to be the land of opportunity. We're supposed to be the world's richest nation, right? How many times do we hear that? The world's richest nation. But yet we have people getting evicted, homeless population growing bigger all the time, and no solutions being discussed to actually stop it. To me, it bothers me. Especially, it really didn't bother me, this type of thing. I really didn't pay much attention to it. I was kind of in a bubble. But when I had kids, and then when I realized the type of world that my kids will probably be inheriting, I started being more concerned about it. And so that's where I'm at right now. Anyways, let's get into some more economic news. What do you think about that eviction? And we'll try to dig up more news and get you updates on that here. I think they said at least 40 people, though, having to move out of there and get out of there. All right, let's talk about investing and billionaires and people that you may think are successful. Mark Cuban admits he's down on Shark Tank deals after investing $20 million into 85 startups. Down $20 million. Oh, he invested $20 million on 85 startups, and he's down. How far down is he? Revealed that his broad suite of investments on the show have made a net loss. So there you go. Don't feel bad. This guy's a billionaire, and he acts like the be-all, end-all of everything, Mr. Know-It-All. And he lost money on these investments, but it was a fun TV show, and I guess still is on. I've seen a few episodes of Shark Tank, and it seems like with that much wealth, you would have a little bit of knowledge about what you're investing in. But they still get on there and they buy these companies and they make deals with small business owners and people that invent things. I'm sure you've seen it. But yeah, down on his investments. Very interesting. I'd like to see the total number that he's actually down. I'm sure he probably doesn't want to talk about it. All right, folks, let's talk about the Black Friday number. You're watching this on Cyber Monday, but Black Friday was, of course, they were going to tell us it was record-breaking. That's what I said. That's what's happening. Black Friday shoppers spent a record nearly $11 billion online. This was a record, and you saw a lot of videos. I played some in the last report where stores were not packed. It wasn't the frenzy like you used to see at Walmart. Those days are long gone where people were breaking in for the doorbuster deals. I think they stopped doing the doorbusters because if people got ran over, they could get sued. They probably did get sued. It's like Walmarts and stuff like that in the past. Deep discounts on toys fueled the spending spree. People still buy toys. All my kids wanted was electronic stuff and things to go on their tablets and stuff like that, downloads. People didn't just fill their plates this Thanksgiving weekend. Data shows they also filled their online shopping carts. Black Friday online shopping this year set a new high, reaching 10.8 million, or billion rather, billion with a B. That's more than double what online consumers spent online shopping in 2017, when sales were just over 5 billion. I often talk about how long people have been shopping online. 20 plus years now. What Amazon started was the late 90s. But there's a lot more selection now. You have other sites out there and other ways to get things online. Spending on toys was a major driver. According to Adobe, the overall toy sales were up 622% to an average day earlier this fall. Sales of jewelry up, appliances up a lot, apparel, electronics up. Anyways, another record spending holiday. I mean, what can you say? People are just going to go further into debt. If the banks are going to be lending, people are going to be spending, bottom line. And if nothing happens to the banks, if they're just going to get propped up and bailed out and everything else, it's just going to continue, folks. And then they're going to have to find new ways to help people, get out of this debt. It's going to be a bankruptcy storm. Who knows when? When is the breaking point? And that's another thing too. Is there a breaking point? Or just does it continue to infinity? A lot of people say, that's going to happen. American Nightmare, only 31% of people think they financially made it. And that goes right along with about the 70% of people that are living paycheck to paycheck. So the other 30%, the ones that aren't living paycheck to paycheck, they say, we've made it. We're not living paycheck to paycheck. We have an extra paycheck to spare. We have $1,000 in the bank. The other 70%, maybe not even that much. 31% think they financially made it. What does made it mean? Not living paycheck to paycheck, maybe 2 paychecks and you're going to be homeless. Despite being the land of opportunity, what did I just say earlier? The American dream remains frustratingly out of reach for most Americans, with the 31% believing they financially made it in life. Surprising twist, millennials are leading the pack. Not surprising. With 34% claiming they've achieved financial success. Oh, wow. Millennials leading the pack. Are they delusional? Comprehensive study of 2,000 employed Americans conducted. Oh, and this is the people that are employed. Imagine if you included the people that were not employed. Wow, think about that, folks. Even employed people, not even 1/3 of them feel like they financially made it. You include the entire population, including unemployed people and retired people that are barely scraping by. I know a lot of them. It's going to be a much, much larger number. Or if you're looking at the people that think they've made it, it's going to be a much smaller number. I would have to guess between 5 and 10%, maybe even less if you included more people in this besides just people that are employed. All right, folks, what do you think about the Thanksgiving evictions? Tell me, how does this happen in the land of opportunity, in the world's richest nation, quote unquote? Everybody, we're going to wrap this one up. Thanks for watching. Keep stacking, y'all. Bye for now. Peace.